Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the harmonic balancer on this 2003 Mercury Mountaineer with the 4.6 liter V8 engine. And the items you'll need for this is a new harmonic balancer from 1AAuto.com, metric socket and ratchet set, half-inch breaker bar or ratchet, adjustable wrench, fan pulley wrench, wood, preferably a 2x4, drill and drill bit set, flat blade screwdriver, hammer, pliers, pry bar, 3 M8 1.25 bolts, harmonic balancer puller, torque wrench, and drip pin. Lift up on this panel and pull it free. And then remove these two 11mm nuts. And once you remove those, lift the engine cover up and off. And then pull the hose free. Lift up on the tab on this harness and disconnect it. Pull this hose free. And then loosen up this hose clamp with a flat blade screwdriver. And then just pull that hose free. And now you want to just lift your air intake box out. So pull those two hoses out. Pull the air intake box from the side of the vehicle. And then lift that and the hose assembly up and out. Slide a drip pan underneath. And then using a pair of pliers, push the teeth together on this clamp and slide it back. And pull the hose free. And you want to lift it up so no more coolant will splash out, and just tuck this in over here. Now remove this 13mm nut, and we'll fast forward as Mike does that.
Remove the bolts that hold either side of the upper radiator shroud, and also undo the clip for the refrigeration line.
And then using a 10mm wrench, just remove these fan bolts.
Okay, we're going to remove the fan belt. This is kind of the cheap and easy way. Just take a screwdriver and pry it out and off of this this idler pulley down here. Okay, once you get it off of there, actually point up on the belt and off the alternator.
And then just remove the bolt belt the rest of the way.
Okay, so I'm going to get my 10mm wrench on here. Okay, then I'm going to put my large adjustable there to hold it. And I'm going to use another wrench to hook on to my 10mm, give me some extra leverage, and loosen up that bolt.
For now, I'm going to loosen all 4 bolts, but I'm only going to remove 2 so I can get the tools in there I need to remove the fan clutch.
Okay, so I'm going to take this tool, and the peg goes into the hole there, and then I'm going to put it right against that stud to hold it.
So I used that fan pulley wrench, put it into one of the holes that I had taken one of the bolts out of, and then was able to hold onto it and loosen the fan clutch with the larger adjustable wrench.
We're going to use a piece of wood to make a tool to hold the crank. So if you look down here, you'll see I've got 3. These bolts are M8 by 125. There are holes in the harmonic balancer pulley So I've put those bolts there, and I'm just gonna put the piece of wood against them and hold it on there firm, and just make a mark at the top of each one. Okay, so here's my 3 marks. All right, if I draw a line, let's see, straight between these two. Doesn't have to be perfect. Straight between these two. And straight between these two. That's the center. So I've got my 3 dots, and then I made a center hole. So I'm going to use a 3/8 drill. That'll be big enough for my bolts and to have a little bit of movement for adjustment. Now I'm going to drill an 1/8" pilot hole in the middle. Okay, now we're going to use a 1" wood bit because that'll allow my socket to get through there pretty easily. Okay, so I've got my wood. This is the large hole that the socket and ratchet can go through to the crank bolt. I'm going to bolt it on with my 3 other bolts. Now you can see I've got my board on there, and that can actually hold the crankshaft. 18mm socket ratchet right through that large
The
hole.
board lets you hold the engine in place while you remove the bolt for the harmonic balancer.
This is a harmonic balancer puller tool. You can see we've threaded this on. We're going to put this end on it so it doesn't go down the crank. And then we're going to use our 3 long bolts and bolt the 3 bolts to the harmonic balancer. Okay, so you can see we've got our puller mounted with the 3 bolts into the balancer, and we just tighten up the puller and pull it free.
Now just pull your harmonic balancer up and out. Now you want to line up the slot on the harmonic balancer with the tab on the engine, and then push it back into place. And we're just going to tap it in, make sure it's all the way into place. Once it's all the way in, you can replace that bolt and just tighten it up.
Okay, you can see I just have my harmonic balancer holder in. But I'm going to put the wrench on here, and I'm going to torque this to 70 foot-pounds. We did put the water pump pulley on with just 2 bolts that are kind of hand tight for right now.
If you get a little lost following Mike on this next clip on how to put the belt back on, you can just refer to this belt diagram.
All right, we're going to feed the belt right down through here, down onto our AC pulley, over the tensioner, down onto our harmonic balancer, crankshaft pulley, up around the water pump, down around here, around the power steering pulley, okay. On the alternator first, way down on this idler pulley. Alright, feed your lower fan shroud in, passenger side down in first, kind of push it over and feed the driver's side in. Then you want to pull the passenger side back up and get the mounting ear below the radiator hose down there. Let's see. And you gotta kind of push this mounting ear down past these two transmission cooler hoses into place.
Take your radiator fan, push it back into place. And once you get it lined up, just twist it back on. Use your fan pulley wrench and your adjustable wrench and just tighten up the radiator fan. Take your radiator hose and push it back into place and slide the hose clamp back up. Now replace the other two bolts in your fan pulley. And replace the 4 bolts in the actual radiator fan. Take your air intake box and push it back into the side of the vehicle. Make sure nothing's in the way underneath it, and then push it down into place. Now take the hose and feed it underneath the line here. Then reconnect these two smaller hoses to the air intake hose. Push the intake hose back into place. Reconnect this harness. And then tighten up the hose clamp. Lower the upper fan shroud back down into place. And then once you get it lined up, replace the 2 bolts and tighten them up. And then close those clamps back onto those lines.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free, 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.